Namaskaram, Krishna Rao garu. Welcome to IYR Talks English session. In this session, we'll just discuss about the recent, about 24 hours to 48 hours back, what the American stand on Chagos Island, which was agreed upon to hand it over by the Britain to Mauritius. So this has been talked about, and then they thought even international court and everything has given in favor of reinstating the original position of this particular island. So with the Trump's remarks, why should be handed over to the Mauritius has become a big question of dispute. Can you elucidate a little on this whole episode and how it is going to take shape in future?
Yeah, this is Chagos Islands, very near to Mauritius. In fact, Mauritius, Chagos, all these come under the same archipelago. Mauritius being a much bigger island. They are equidistant within the Indian Ocean between Indonesia and Africa, between that, very strategically located. So, of course, as it is, the whole area was under the British Empire, including Indian subcontinent and all these places. We got independence in 1947, but Mauritius got its independence, I think, in 1965. From 1960 onwards, these negotiations about independence for Mauritius was going on. When it was going on, both United Kingdom, that's England, as well as America felt they need a base there because that's a strategic location. There is a location with reach to Africa, with reach to Asia, with reach to Middle East. Very strategically located. So one of the islands there they have located called Diogo Garcia and wanted to have a base at that place. So what they have done, they have agreed to give Mauritius the independence, but made this Chagos Islands part of the British nation. So as part of a British territory, it was being administered. On that, the Chagosians who were there, they were not happy with it. And there was a court in the, because to create this Diogo Garcia air base, the local population were forcibly evacuated. So that became a big issue of human rights, law, etc. and went up to the Court of Justice, International Court of Justice. International Court of Justice felt that it was not rightly dealt with and suggested that it should not be part of the British nation but should be a separate entity by itself. This was supported by the United Nations also. United Nations also supported that. Based on that, England got into an agreement with Mauritius because the biggest country nearby was Mauritius. So why not hand over Chagos Island to Mauritius? But at the same time, they retained their ownership or lease for about 99 years as far as the Diogo Garcia is concerned. So immediately, American base at Diogo Garcia is not going to be affected at all. Whatever was there earlier will continue. Only one thing is now they will be paying some rent to Mauritius for keeping that land. So that's the deal that they have struck, and during Trump one he didn't object to it. He was also a party to the whole thing. But now he is raising all these issues in a very, very clever manner, stating that because of that China, Russia will become strong. Of course, one apprehension is if these Chagos Islands are handed over to Mauritius, if other than Diogo Garcia, other islands, if one of these countries can establish their base, that will be a threat to America. But then, international law is international law. It cannot be bent to accommodate fully American interests. And Mauritius is an independent country. It need not necessarily go with Russia or China. In fact, there's any one country which has an excellent relation today internationally, it's India. In fact, India will have an advantage because of its long-standing cordial relationship with Mauritius. Second, ethnic Mauritius people are mostly Indian origin. So these two things will help us to get it. I think he's raising a number of issues. One of them is this. I think best thing is to ignore him.
Thank you, sir.